forest loomed ahead, its towering trees blotting out the moonlight, casting long, sinewy shadows across the uneven ground. Mark had invited his friends for a weekend camping trip, desperate to escape their mundane lives. He had heard whispered tales of the woods, of things that lurked just beyond the veil of the trees, things that watched and listened, but he dismissed it all as nonsense. As dusk fell, the group laughed and shared stories around the campfire. The crackling flames flickered against the dark, illuminating their faces, brightening the eerie ambiance only momentarily. It was Sarah who first noticed the heaviness in the air, a chill that crawled up her spine as she turned her gaze toward the tree line. "Did you hear that?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The laughter dwindled, and the forest responded with silence, as if it were holding its breath. Mark shrugged it off, tossing another log onto the fire. "It's just the forest being creepy. There's nothing here but us." But as the night wore on, sounds emerged, scratches and rustlings amidst the underbrush, echoes of something moving just out of sight. The friends exchanged uneasy glances, their previous bravado fading. One by one, they retreated to their tents, leaving Mark by the fire, staring into the flames as shadows danced. Around midnight, Mark, still restless, emerged from the warmth of his tent. The air felt thicker still, heavy with secrets. He wandered deeper into the woods, driven by a strange compulsion, feeling as though he were being pulled forward, deeper into the dark. That was when he saw it, hunched over, a grotesque figure wrapped in shadows, busy at work, clawing something from the ground. Mark's breath hitched in his throat. As the figure turned, moonlight illuminated its ghastly face, a twisted mockery of humanity, eyes glistening like dark pools, a gaping mouth stretching too wide to be natural. In a frenzy, Mark stumbled back. His heart pounded a frantic rhythm as he dashed through the trees, branches snagging at his clothes, the forest seeming to shift and close in around him. He finally burst through to the edge of the campsite, gasping for breath. The fire was dying, but his friends were nowhere to be found. "Guys!" he shouted, voice cracking. Silence answered, thickening as the shadows crept closer. Panic took hold. He searched frantically, tearing open tents, but they were empty. An eerie stillness had settled around the campsite. Then he heard it. Soft whispers, the same breathy sounds from before, wrapping around him like ivy. "Mark," the voice crooned, twisting through the trees. "You should have stayed." Before he could react, a hand, cold and skeletal, grabbed his shoulder. He spun around, but it was only a glimpse in the periphery, a flash of movement darting away. Fear clawed at his insides, and he sprinted toward the only escape he knew, the trail leading back out of the forest. But the further he ran, the more disoriented he became. Familiar landmarks disappeared, the path unwinding into a web of trees, each step echoing dread. And just as he thought he might break free, he heard laughter, a sickening, distant echo of his friends rolling through the branches like a tide. "Help! Where are you?" he cried, terror clawing at his throat. The laughter only grew, melodic yet sinister. Mark stumbled upon a clearing, brilliant in the ghostly moonlight, and there he saw them, their lifeless eyes staring back. His friends sat in a circle around a small fire, an unholy offering laid at the center. Their mouths weren't moving, yet their laughter resumed, taunting him with a maddening chorus. Mark felt his sanity unravel. The trees closed in once more, whispering secrets, hungry for the fresh blood of a new sacrifice. There was nowhere to run. The forest had claimed him, betrayed him. In the depths of the trees, he realized with icy clarity, there were no good or bad at chopping down trees. Only the trees leave you behind, and the thing that stalks beyond them knows exactly what to do with those who find themselves lost. a fate far more chilling than any story could tell. Mark's breath came in ragged gasps as his eyes darted between his friends, their bodies unnaturally rigid, seated almost ceremoniously. The fire's flames licked at the offering, a still warm heart, pulsing gently like the memories of what was once living. Each flicker cast long, twisting shadows that danced in mocking imitation of his fear as he stumbled backward. "Mark!" A voice broke through the haze. It was Sarah, her voice a haunting echo, void of life. "Join us. It's safe here." Her head tilted at an uncomfortable angle, lips curling in grotesque smiles that only deepened the horror. Her eyes, usually so vibrant, were dulled, as if the light had been snuffed out, leaving only hollow shells. "Run!" He wanted to scream, but the words lodged in his throat, trapped like the terror surging within. He turned, desperation coursing through him as he sprinted toward the thickest part of the forest. But the trees closed in like a flowing river, branches arching overhead to form confining barriers, each step slipping deeper into a maze of shadows. The laughter, twisted and layered, followed him, rising and falling like a malicious wind. "Mark, you can't hide," they chanted as their presence surrounded him, a cacophony of whispers that scraped against his mind, unraveling any resolve he had left. He stumbled forward until he caught a glimpse of a familiar shape, one of the hollowed-out trees, with its gnarled roots exposed, like fingers grasping at the earth. It was carved with runes that pulsed with an eerie glow in the moonlight. Without knowing why, he felt drawn to it, a feverish hope flashing in his chest. Desperate, he rushed to the tree, placing his hands on its rough bark, and an overwhelming energy pulsed through him. Visions flooded his mind. Past campers, desperate souls just like him, who had been taken, whispered to by the forest until they became one with its hunger. The chains connected him to the spirits trapped within, a mosaic of fear, rage, and regret. He could feel them reaching out, trying to warn him, but it was too late. The laughter engulfed him as the shadows surged forward like a tidal wave, drowning out his thoughts. The forest whispered, beckoning him to join the circle. The pulse of cries for help became one with the rhythm of the night. Mark can't even remember when he fell to his knees, surrendering to a fate woven into the very essence of the woods. And when dawn broke, illuminating the clearing with harsh light, the forest was blissfully silent, unnervingly tranquil. The campsite was intact, peaceful, as if it had never known terror. Only a gentle breeze disturbed the whispers of the trees, and the runes pulsed faintly on their twisted trunks like a heartbeat, awaiting the next unsuspecting group of thrill-seekers. Perhaps, somewhere within the heart of the forest, Mark had become another echo, another chilling story whispered among the trees, forever tied to the laughter of his friends around their unholy fire, patiently awaiting the arrival of new souls to join their endless circle. The forest had claimed them, and soon it would feast again.